Hello and welcome back to another new teacher vlog. My name is Bailey. I am a 4th grade teacher and today we have a professional development day. We actually have, it looks like in the morning, we have some professional development and then in the afternoon we have some work time, which I'm very thankful for. My students are off on Thanksgiving break. They had the entire week off this week, but we had professional development on Monday and Tuesday before we have the rest of the week off. I was not anticipating really having any work time this afternoon. I've always seen teachers on social media have teacher work days, but we have never had a teacher work day. I take that back. We have some flex days, but we're not required to work from school. So most of the time people do their work days from home, but today we are here in the afternoon for some working time. All that to say, I was not planning on having work time this afternoon. So last week I made sure that I had all my lesson plans and copies ready for next week. That way I'm not doing any work over my break. But obviously since all of that is done, I have time to do other things this afternoon. And then right now I have actually an hour before we're gonna get started. I have a few things on my to-do list for today. I want to switch out my holiday decor, so I have a few Thanksgiving things up that I need to swap for some winter holiday themed things. My bookshelf full of picture books will have to be swapped. I have a few decorations that I want to put up. I also have to swap my number corner out for December. I want to get some writing graded, and then with any extra time I figured I could just plan ahead because December is going to be crazy, so anything that I can do now to get myself ready for it in advance, I'm sure I'll appreciate later. First thing I need to do right now is I need to go through and print their writing. Most of the time, I'll say for our final writing pieces, I have my students type them. I just put either a blank Google Doc or a little template for them in Google Classroom that they go through and they put all of their writing into. The not so great thing about that is when I go to print them, I have to open each one individually and print it. I don't think that I can avoid that, but if you have any tips on printing individual student assignments using Google Classroom, please let me know because it takes a while to go through and print each one individually. But that's what I'm going to start with this morning. I'm going to print, then start grading before I'm off to our professional development. Obviously won't be able to vlog there, but I'm sure I will catch you at lunch, and then I'll have things that I can share as I do them this afternoon. I just printed all the writing pieces, and I don't think I've showed this yet this year unless you've watched my leadership binders video. This is an example of one of our writing rubrics. So I have all of our different essential learnings listed here, our grading scale, and then all of the ways that they can show me that they did these things. I look through at mostly their final story, use my grading scale to write B, D, or S for all these different categories, and then I also have a spot down here for a comment. Grading writing obviously takes a lot of time, so this is something that I'm going to start now. I'm not sure if I'll finish it today or if it's something that I'll have to work on maybe tomorrow or through the weekend depending on my plans, but definitely as soon as possible because I'm getting ready to send leadership binders home again. Professional development this morning is centered around literacy, which I think a lot of our professional development this year will be centered around literacy things because, as I mentioned before, we're hoping to get a new literacy curriculum next year. This morning we got a copy of Shifting the Balance, the 3 through 5 edition, so we just went through and read a few chapters and then did a few discussion posts. So that's that for this morning. Now I have a few things that I want to do around the classroom. I want to start with my number corner, switching that out for December. Number corner is actually something that I get a lot of questions about over on Instagram when I post little reels of me switching it out. It's a part of our math curriculum. We use Bridges Math. We use it at a separate time from our math time, so we have about an hour of math in the morning, and then number corner is intended to be about 20 minutes at another time during the day. So I used to teach number corner, but now that we do rotations, one of my other teammates teaches number corner and then words their way together. So I do not teach number corner anymore, but we are required to have it up in my classroom. I put it up over here, and then it's one of my student leadership jobs to swap over the cards. Each day they reveal them in the class. When they come back from their rotations, if they flipped cards over that day in number corner class, when they get back to my classroom, then they flip them over. It's just some extra exposure to have it throughout the school day in here as well. But now that's all swapped and ready for December. The next thing that I think I'm going to do is switch up my bookshelf. I have all my Thanksgiving books over there, but I have a bunch of winter and holiday themed books, and it's time to grab those out. Next up on my list for today, my teammate put this together to help us do check-ins with our students in the morning. Basically, when they come in, they'll be able to move their little popsicle stick to the different places to tell me how they're doing that day, how they're feeling. So I'm going to get this set up right now. That way, hopefully we can get it started when they come back from break. Alright, my camera died earlier while I was trying to finish that emotional check-in. So I didn't finish that yet, but I started working on some of my sub-planning for when I'm going to be out on Tuesday. I just found this pizza fractions thing for free on Teachers Pay Teachers, made a little answer key. And then I had this mixed numbers, improper fractions activity from, it was just in my binder. So I guess it's from the teacher that retired from my classroom. And then I made an answer key to go with that too. So all of my sub-planning is done, but I just went to go grab lunch with Emily, so I'm going to go down to her room and eat this in there. This is one of my favorite things. I got a little smoothie bowl with some granola, peanut butter, chocolate chips, strawberries. I'm really excited about this. Then after lunch, I'm going to finish that check-in, maybe start planning ahead for December, and we'll see what else we can get into. Alright, I'm not sure where I left off earlier, but after lunch we helped set up some lights in the hallway, and while we were doing that, my principal was playing some Christmas music, so that was kind of going on for a while. I wasn't able to chat with you, but I did do a few things around the room, which you saw. So I finished my emotional check-in. I put up some winter decorations around the classroom. I also put up my science vocabulary. I moved my thankful poster, and I think that's everything that I did around the room. But then I got together with one of my teammates and I was talking about our holiday party that's coming up. We only have 3 weeks of school before we're off on break. Our holiday parties are going to be on December 19th, and then we have a half day on the 20th before we're off on break. We really don't have a lot of time to be planning and getting things ready for the holiday party, and there's just going to be a lot going on in these next 3 weeks between crafts and gifts and party and all of that stuff. So I think we just decided that we were going to use kind of my setup from last year, make a sign up genius for the materials, and that's kind of how our party is going to go this year. So I was pulling out some of the things that I used last year for some stations. We had a station where students were making reindeer chow, either for them to eat or sprinkle on their lawn. And then I have little signs for next to each ingredient that they're going to put in. I think I have, actually I can check. For that, I asked for some pretzels, Skittles, sprinkles, Chex cereal. I think that's it for now to put in the reindeer chow. Another station will be donuts, so I have pictures of the donuts and how they're going to decorate them. And then I also told them a list of things that they're going to need. For this, I asked for some powdered and chocolate covered donuts. I'll use some of the pretzels, some of the Skittles, and then that's all I asked for the donuts. I then asked for some ornaments to do some fingerprint ornaments and then string. That's going to be another station. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get some, I love doing this, some wrapping paper. Oh good, this is the one that I used last year. So I'm going to grab some of this wrapping paper that I'm going to use to wrap their desks, and with any extra time they can color in the things on their desk. So I only need one set of 3 rolls of that. Okay, just added that to my sign up genius. I'm going to save that, worry about kind of the final details there next week. I'll probably also get that sent out next week in my e-blast. That way there's enough time for people to sign up. I already had everything else ready to go for next week, so that was really all I had to get done today. today it is time that we can leave if we want to, so I think it's time for me to get the last couple things around here cleaned up and pack up. I am going to take my writing home because I definitely did not finish going through it earlier, and I think that there's a good chance that I'll have some time this weekend to work on it. It just has to be done. I've been putting it off long enough. I don't want to bring their math home too, but I just know that both of them are not going to be done. So I'm just going to bring the writing in hopes that we can get that done at least. That's going to be it for me today. I hope that you enjoyed it coming along with me today. We got a lot of work time in our classrooms, which I'm very thankful for. I'm feeling prepared for next week. I don't have to do any work over my break. I probably will have some time tomorrow though, so that's why I brought the writing. I hope that you are all having a great Thanksgiving break, getting excited for the holidays coming up. I will be vlogging when we come back next week, so I will see you in that video. Thank you for watching.